The ultimatum. The observation deck aboard Outpost Horizon offered the most spectacular view in human space. Commander Elena Reyes stood silently, watching the swirling majesty of the galactic core. Countless stars burned in the distance, their light dancing across her dark eyes. 3,000 years of peace had allowed humanity to spread across 17 star systems, building colonies and forging alliances with the numerous species that comprised the Galactic Council. Beautiful, isn't it? The voice belonged to Talon, the station's Krelin liaison officer. His scaled skin shimmered under the starlight as he approached. Every time, Elena replied, not taking her eyes off the view. Hard to believe our ancestors once thought we were alone in the universe. Talon clicked his mandibles in amusement. And now you serve as junior members of the most powerful alliance in known space. Elena smiled. Junior members for nearly a millennium now. The council moves slowly with promotions. Caution has preserved peace for millennia, Talon reminded her. Though I sometimes wonder if the older species fear how quickly humans adapt. Before Elena could respond, her neural implant chimed. She tapped the small device behind her ear. Commander Reyes. Commander, we've received an encrypted transmission from the Archeo team on Proxima Delta, reported Lieutenant Zhang, her communications officer. Priority Alpha. Elena's expression hardened. I'm on my way. The archaeological team on Proxima Delta had been excavating ruins from an ancient civilization for months. Priority Alpha transmissions were reserved for discoveries with significant security implications. When Elena reached the command center, the room fell silent. Lieutenant Zhang transferred the transmission to the main display. Dr. Elijah Kent, the lead archaeologist, appeared on screen. His face was grimy with dust, his eyes wide with excitement or fear. Elena couldn't tell which. Commander Reyes, we found something extraordinary, he began. An intact data core from the predecessors. We've partially decoded it. And what we've learned. He glanced nervously over his shoulder. It's about humanity. Our origins. You need to see this immediately. What exactly did you find, Doctor? Elena asked. Evidence that humans possess genetic markers not found in any other species, markers deliberately engineered. Commander, the data suggests we were created as warriors, designed for. The transmission suddenly cut out. Zhang, get them back, Elena ordered. Trying, Commander. There's interference. Wait, we're detecting multiple ships entering the Proxima system. The tactical display showed 5 vessels of Council design moving into orbit around Proxima Delta. Those are adjudicator vessels, Talon said, his voice suddenly tense. Council Enforcement Division. Open a channel, Elena commanded. The face of High Adjudicator Nexvorn appeared on screen, his 6 eyes blinking in sequence, a sign of agitation among the Silvari. Commander Reyes, he said, the Council has declared a security lockdown on Proxima Delta. No communications in or out until our investigation is complete. What investigation? Helena demanded. We have a research team down there with full Council authorization. New evidence has come to light concerning human origins that necessitates immediate Council attention. Nexvorn replied coldly. All humans are being recalled to Council space pending a full hearing. After the communication ended, Elena turned to her senior staff. Something's wrong. Very wrong. Within hours, reports flooded in from across human space. Council ships were appearing in every human system, demanding compliance with a recall order. The Council had convened an emergency session to discuss the human question. Admiral Jackson Chen, Earth's representative to the Galactic Council, appeared on the emergency broadcast. His face was grim. Citizens of Earth and her colonies, I bring troubling news. The Galactic Council has voted to revoke humanity's membership status. Based on recently discovered artifacts, they claim that humans were genetically engineered as weapons by the predecessors during the ancient war with the Void Collective. They've demanded that all humans return to the Sol system immediately, where we will be confined under a containment field. Gasps and murmurs filled the command center. Earth's unified government has rejected these demands as both unfounded and unjust. Admiral Chen continued, "We have petitioned for a formal hearing and access to the evidence against us. However, I must inform you that the Council has voted to authorize military action if we do not comply within 48 hours. Elena felt a chill run through her body. 3,000 years of peace ended in a day. "Commander," Lieutenant Zhang said, "we're receiving a direct transmission from Admiral Chen. For your eyes only." In her private office, Elena accepted the call. Admiral Chen's expression was even more troubled in private. "Elena, I don't have much time. The Council is monitoring all communications. What I'm about to tell you is classified at the highest level." "Sir, what's happening?" "The artifact discovered on Proxima Delta isn't the first. Earth has known about our engineered origins for almost a century. What the Council doesn't know is why we were created." Elena leaned forward. "Why, sir?" "Not as weapons, but as guardians. The predecessors foresaw the return of the Void Collective. They created humanity with specific genetic adaptations to resist Void influence, something the Council species cannot do. Then why would the Council turn against us now? Because certain elements within the Council High Command have been compromised. We've detected subtle changes in behavior among several high-ranking officials. We believe initial Void incursions have already begun." Elena's mind raced. "They want us contained because we're the only ones who can detect them." "Exactly. Elena, Outpost Horizon is critical. Its position near the galactic core means you'll be the first to detect any major Void activity. Earth needs you to maintain that position at all costs." "But sir, we're a research outpost. We have minimal defensive capabilities." "Check Weapons Locker Omega-3. The access code is Terra Defender 9. You'll find what you need. Good luck, Commander. Earth stands with you." The transmission ended, leaving Elena staring at a blank screen, the weight of humanity's future suddenly on her shoulders. The next 24 hours were a blur of activity. Elena revealed only select details to her senior staff, organizing defenses and preparing for potential evacuation of non-essential personnel. She asked Talon to quietly gather information on Council fleet movements. "This doesn't make sense," Talon said when they met privately. "The Council has coexisted with humans for millennia. Why would they suddenly see you as a threat?" "Fear makes people do irrational things," Elena replied, carefully avoiding the classified truth. "Commander," Talon lowered his voice, "my people value balance above all else. This action against humanity disrupts that balance. Whatever happens, know that not all Council species support this decree." As Talon left, Elena opened Weapons Locker Omega-3. Inside she found not weapons, but advanced communication devices and data cores. Technology far beyond current human capabilities. A message activated when she inserted the first data core. Operation Guardian activated. Commence Phase 1 monitoring of Void activity. The screen displayed a complex scanning interface targeting the galactic core. Before she could process this information, alarms blared throughout the station. "Commander, to the bridge." Lieutenant Zhang's voice was urgent. Elena rushed to the command center. On the main display, she saw a massive Council fleet emerging from hyperspace. 30 warships arrayed in attack formation. "Message from the lead vessel," Zhang reported. The face of Fleet Commander Drath appeared, a Centauri known for his ruthless efficiency. "Commander Reyes, by order of the Galactic Council, Outpost Horizon is to be evacuated immediately. All humans will board our transports for return to Earth. You have 1 hour to comply. Any resistance will be met with force." As the communication ended, Elena noticed something disturbing. Behind Drath's eyes, there was an unnatural flicker of violet, so brief she might have imagined it. "Orders, Commander?" her tactical officer asked. Elena looked around at her crew, humans who trusted her, and alien allies like Talon who stood by their side despite the Council's decree. "Send all non-essential personnel to the evacuation shuttles," she ordered. "But we're not surrendering this station. Contact Earth Command. Tell them." She paused, remembering the violet flicker in Drath's eyes. Tell them we have confirmation of void influence at the highest levels of Council command. She turned to the weapons officer. Activate all defensive systems and prepare the prototype shields. But Commander, he protested, those aren't tested. They'll work, Alina said with certainty, recalling the advanced technology in the locker. Earth had been preparing for this moment for longer than any of them realized. As the Council fleet moved into position to blockade the station, Alina returned briefly to the observation deck. The galactic core still swirled in majestic beauty before her, but now she saw it with new eyes, not just as a wonder to behold, but as a battleground for humanity's future. Her neural implant chimed with an incoming message from Earth Command. One word appeared in her mind. Defiance of stars. Outpost Horizon shuddered as another energy blast struck its shields. Commander Alina Reyes steadied herself against the tactical console, watching as the power readings fluctuated but held. Shields holding at 62%, reported Lieutenant Quan, amazement in his voice. Whatever Earth installed in this station works better than advertised. The Council fleet is adjusting their attack pattern, Lieutenant Zhang announced. They're concentrating fire on our northern quadrant. Alina studied the tactical display. Fleet Commander Drath was methodical, probing for weaknesses rather than committing to a full assault. He didn't want to destroy the station. He wanted to capture it intact. That bought them time. Any word from our colonies? Alina asked. Multiple reports coming in, John replied. The Council has blockaded all 17 human systems, but only a few direct engagements so far. Earth has activated something called the Aegis Protocol. All human settlements are deploying advanced shield technology similar to ours. What about Proxima Delta? Any contact with Dr. Kent's team? Zhang shook his head. Nothing since the adjudicators arrived. Commander, Talon interrupted, entering the command center. Several Council officers had remained aboard, refusing evacuation despite the growing conflict. I've made contact with sympathetic elements within Council space. You're not alone in this fight. How many species are willing to stand with humanity? 4 have openly questioned the Council's decree. 7 more are calling for negotiation instead of military action. The Zentari, Praxians, and my own Kreelan people have formally protested. Alina nodded gratefully. We need to buy time for diplomatic channels to work. There's something else, Talon added, lowering his voice. Strange reports are coming from Council homeworlds. Unexplained behavior changes among senior officials. Violet energy signatures detected in secure facilities. Some are calling it mass psychosis, but it's void influence, Alina confirmed, deciding to trust Talon with the truth. The artifact Dr. Kent found confirms what Earth has suspected. The Void Collective is returning, and they've infiltrated the Council. Talon's scales paled. The ancient enemy from the predecessor war. But they were destroyed millennia ago. Contained, not destroyed. The predecessors engineered humanity specifically to detect and resist void influence. That's the real reason for the containment order. Certain compromised Council members want to neutralize the only species that can expose them. Before Talon could respond, a new alert sounded. Multiple hyperspace signatures detected, Zhang announced. 27 ships emerging. They're Earth vessels. The main screen showed sleek warships of human design decelerating into normal space. They immediately moved into defensive formation around Outpost Horizon. We're receiving a transmission from the lead vessel, Zhang reported. It's Admiral Chen. The Admiral's face appeared on screen. Commander Reyes, the Earth Defense Fleet stands with you. We've deployed to all human colonies with orders to break the Council blockade. Sir, the Council fleet outnumbers us 3-1, Alina reminded him. Numbers don't tell the whole story, Commander, Chen replied with a slight smile. The Aegis Protocol includes more than just defensive measures. Prepare to witness Operation Sunforge. On tactical displays, the human ships suddenly released thousands of small objects that rapidly expanded into a vast defensive network around the station and Earth vessels. Containment field activated, Chen announced. Now, watch carefully. The human fleet fired in perfect synchronization, not at the Council vessels, but at the containment field itself. Energy cascaded across the field, amplifying and transforming until a blinding wave pulsed outward. The Council ships' systems flickered and died, leaving them drifting powerless in space. Targeted EMP technology, Chen explained, disables their systems without causing permanent damage. We're not looking to destroy the Council fleet, just neutralize their immediate threat. And what about their reinforcements? Elena asked. We have similar surprises waiting throughout human space, Chen assured her. But our window of opportunity is brief. Your mission, Commander, is now the highest priority in human space. You must use Outpost Horizon's position to locate the source of the Void incursion. The Admiral transmitted detailed instructions. Using the advanced technology left in Weapons Locker Omega-3, Elena's team established a detection grid focused on the galactic core. For hours they worked, calibrating sensors to detect the subtle quantum signatures associated with void entities. Commander, Lieutenant Quan called out, I'm detecting an anomaly at coordinates 227 Mark IV, approximately half a light-year from the core. The main display showed a violet distortion in space, a wound in reality itself. Data flooded across auxiliary screens as the sensors analyzed the phenomenon. It's a breach point, Elena realized. The void is creating a gateway into our galaxy. We need to warn the Council, Talon insisted. Even those who turned against humanity will understand this threat. Elena nodded. Prepare a complete data package with all our findings. Use Talon's secure channels to transmit to Council species who have expressed skepticism about the containment order. As the hours passed, responses began flooding in from across the galaxy. The evidence was too compelling to ignore. 7 Council races demanded an emergency session to address the void threat. 3 more dispatched science vessels to verify Outpost Horizon's findings. Fleet Commander Drath, his ships now restored to minimal power, requested a direct communication with Elena. Commander Reyes, he began, his voice strained. My superiors have ordered me to continue the blockade, but in light of your findings. Elena noticed the violet flicker behind his eyes was gone. Whatever influence had affected him was weakening. Commander Drath, we don't have to be enemies, she said firmly. Humanity was created to stand against the void threat. The predecessors gave us the ability to detect and resist void influence. We need to work together now. The Council has stood for peace for millennia, Drath replied. If what you say is true, that peace is threatened not by humanity, but by this ancient enemy. Join us at the breach point, Elena urged. Let human and Council ships stand together against the real threat. 24 hours later, a combined fleet assembled near the galactic core, the largest gathering of warships in 3,000 years. Human vessels with their advanced shielding technology stood alongside the powerful weapons platforms of the Council races. Admiral Chen commanded the human contingent, while High Commander Zethlon of the Praxians led the Council forces. Elena stood on the bridge of Earth's flagship, the EDF Defiance, watching as the final preparations were made. Dr. Kent had been rescued from Proxima Delta, bringing with him the fully decoded predecessor data core. The breach is expanding, Dr. Kent reported, studying sensor readings. The void entities are using compromised Council officials to weaken the dimensional barriers. Can we seal it? Admiral Chen asked. The predecessors designed a method, Kent confirmed. It requires precise application of energy directly at the breach point, enough to cauterize the dimensional wound. That would require ships to approach point-blank range, Chen observed grimly. Suicide range. Not necessarily, Elena interjected. The human ships equipped with Aegis shielding might survive long enough to deliver the payload. Before the Admiral could respond, Talon stepped forward. Let Council ships join this effort. This threat concerns all our peoples. The plan came together quickly. 3 human vessels and 3 council ships would approach the breach, their weapons modified to deliver the specific energy frequency required to seal the dimensional tear. The rest of the fleet would provide covering fire against any void entities that emerge. As the mission ships prepared to depart, Admiral Chen pulled Elena aside. "Commander Reyes, I'm placing you in command of this operation. Your experience at Outpost Horizon, with both human and council personnel, makes you uniquely qualified." Elena felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. "I won't let you down, sir." The approach to the breach was harrowing. As they drew closer, the sensors detected massive energy fluctuations. The violet tear in space-time pulsed with malevolent purpose. Energy spike detected. Lieutenant Zhang reported from his station aboard the lead vessel. "Something's coming through." The breach widened, and amorphous shapes of violet energy emerge. Void entities taking physical form. They immediately targeted the approaching ships. "All vessels, evasive maneuvers," Elena commanded. "Support fleet, target those entities." The battle erupted in earnest. Void entities lashed out with tendrils of energy that corroded shields on contact. Council and human ships fired in concert, their weapons tearing through the void forms only to see them reconstitute moments later. "We need to reach the breach," Elena reminded her team as their ship shuddered under another attack. "Nothing else matters." 2 council vessels were lost in the approach, their crews sacrificing themselves to clear a path. 1 human ship suffered critical damage but continued forward, its captain refusing to withdraw. "We're in position," Zhang announced as they reached the designated coordinates, ready to deploy the sealing charges. "All remaining mission ships, synchronize firing solutions," Elena ordered. "Fire on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark." 6 energy beams converged on the center of the breach, carrying the precise frequency pattern derived from the predecessor data. The violet tear seemed to recoil, contracting briefly before expanding violently. "It's not working," Dr. Kent exclaimed. "The breach is too strong." Elena studied the readings, then looked at the swirling galactic core behind the breach. An idea formed, desperate but potentially effective. "The core's gravitational field," she said. "If we can direct that energy into the breach, that would require recalibrating our shields to channel the gravimetric waves," Kent objected. "We'd be completely vulnerable while doing so." "We don't have a choice," Elena decided. "All ships, new plan. Recalibrate Aegis shields to channel core gravimetric energy. Council vessels, provide cover while we make the adjustments." The remaining ships took up positions, human vessels turning their attention to shield modifications, while council ships engaged the emerging void entities. Minutes passed like hours as attacks intensified. "Modifications complete," Zhang reported. "Gravimetric channeling ready. All human ships, activate channeling protocols now." The human vessels' shields transformed, becoming conduits for the immense gravitational energy of the galactic core. Streams of distorted space-time flowed through their shield matrices, directly into the heart of the breach. The violet tear began to contract, its edges sputtering like a dying flame. The void entities shrieked in frequencies that damaged communication systems across the fleet. "It's working," Kent confirmed. "The breach is closing." With a final, silent implosion, the tear sealed itself. The remaining void entities, cut off from their source, dissipated into quantum particles. The combined fleet hung in space, many ships damaged but victorious. Communications channels filled with celebrations in dozens of languages as council and human crews realized what they had accomplished together. Admiral Chen addressed the fleet. "This day marks not the end of peace, but its renewal. For 3,000 years, our peoples have lived side by side. Today, we fought side by side. Let us build a new council, one where humanity stands as full partners in the defense of our galaxy." High Commander Zephlon responded. "The council was founded on principles of unity and cooperation. We lost sight of those principles when fear guided our actions against humanity. Today, we are reminded that our strength lies in our differences as much as our commonalities. 3 weeks later, Elena stood once again on the observation deck of Outpost Horizon, gazing at the galactic core. Talon joined her, as he had before the crisis began. "Beautiful, isn't it?" she said, echoing their earlier conversation. "Even more so, knowing we preserved it together," Talon replied. "The Council Assembly meets tomorrow to formally resign the containment order," Elena noted, "and to vote on full membership status for humanity." "After 3,000 years as junior members," Talon mused. "Perhaps some good came from this crisis after all." Elena smiled. "The predecessors created us to be guardians against the void. They couldn't have known we would find friends to stand beside us in that duty." As they watched, a convoy of ships passed the station, human and council vessels traveling together toward Earth for the historic assembly meeting. Their running lights painted streaks of hope across the cosmos, a testament to the resilience of life against the darkest forces of the universe. After 3,000 years of peace, the Galactic Council had declared war on humanity. But together, they had found something greater than peace. They had found unity.